Hi there, friends. I'll come in here with a quick note to let you know that the first global Product Owner Summit organized by the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast is coming soon. To know more, check out the bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's bit.ly/Product Owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. And stick around to the end of the episode to know more. But for now, on to the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday, the Leading Change episode this week with Oz Ozurt. Hey, Oz, welcome back.
Hi, Wasco.
So, Oz, on Wednesdays, we want to talk about change because, you've already mentioned it in the last two episodes that we are change agents and need to be comfortable with the whole process of change. So let's talk about the concrete change process you were involved with. Walk us through the steps, as they happened. What were the steps that you followed in that change process? And highlight for us the tools, the tips, the tricks, the techniques you learned back then and still apply today.
Yeah, awesome question, Wasco. Leading the change in organization, it's not easy. So it's definitely leading by the example and guiding the people through the behaviors instead of the words. And as you see that, from the industries actually, and agile word is kind of buzzwords, but how we can actually lead the people and guide the people with the beauty of the agile. When I was working with the teams and teams had struggled to commit the goals of iterations, even the big actually room planning, it's called PI planning with the leaders and including architectures and customers.
Were they struggling to define the goals for the iterations or to deliver on the goals for the iterations?
They basically just, and I would say they basically had a struggle to commit the goals of iteration.
So in the planning sessions, right?
Yep, They had a struggle to commit the plan for next 10 weeks. So in terms of the PI planning session. So in that time, and teams were really not self-organized and not enabled to talk. So, and what things need to be built and why we are doing this, because everything just and set in the stone. So and plan is already laid out. So 10 weeks plan is laid out, user stories already the created, features already in the backlog. So they are asking you actually to start executing. So team were basically.
So let me understand this. So the team went into the PI planning, and when they went into the PI planning, somebody else, not the team, but somebody else had already said, these are the stories you need to deliver for the next 5 iterations. Is that so?
Yep, it's correct. So
wow, that sounds like waterfall to me.
Yeah, it is. It's basically command and control system. So
but they still did that in a PI planning.
Well, they could actually just an 2 days workshop. So, but it's basically PI planning meeting.
The teams were given. So the teams would come into the room, and they would be given like their 5 sprint backlogs for the next 5 sprints.
Yep, for the next 10 weeks.
So why did they need the teams in the room? What was the goal of having the teams in the room? Like,
again, and this organization was actually very early their agile journey. So, and as you know, when you start the agile actually, and everything will be same. And next day it's the same people and same behaviors. Nothing will be changed.
That is true.
So it's just a journey. It's just a journey. So that's why using the agile terms, using the even the terms like iterations and sprint planning or PI planning, still actually from just a traditional mindset, you want to make sure that this is our hard deadline, this is our backlog. We need to achieve. We need to get this backlog done by next 10 weeks. So this is the mindset actually, and literally I saw in the room. So, but at least you are showing just the engineers and agile teams, hey guys, this is our next 10 weeks plan. Make sure that we are actually getting things done actually by end of the 10 weeks. So
So and that's how it started, right? Like
Yeah.
the plans were predefined, and the teams would come in and be told basically what to do. Um, what were the next steps? Like, how did you lead that, or how did the
Hmm.
team lead that transformation?
Yep. Yep. And without looking for the team velocity and capacity and team skill sets. So, and in this case, especially, and they had these teams actually, they had to always carry over their user story to the next iterations, because the plan actually really just didn't well actually based on their capacity and skill sets. So as a Scrum Master, and I believe that best ideas comes from the team engagement rather than individuals. So if you really have a well-defined 10 weeks plan, you need to have like just the team engagement actually to make sure that we have a right skill set, right capacity, right velocity actually to achieve the 10 weeks goal. So I start into how I went to the thought process actually looking for how we can actually enable the agile teams actually to be part of the engagement and communication with the leadership. And that time actually just I used to just liberating structures. So it's just another you know amazing communication toolbox, I would say, and facilitation toolbox. As a Scrum Master, I introduced a new toolbox. Even I didn't say liberating structures. So, and as we all know, effective facilitation is very crucial for being agile, being a Scrum Master, even everyone. So, and effective facilitation is is much more than the running the meetings. It's it's another way of to help the people to make the progress, accomplish the goals, and remove the impediments and reach the desired outcome what they want to achieve. And that time I start using the liberating structures. I changed the way of the meetings structures with using liberating structures, enables the team to be self-organized and giving the voice to everyone rather
So
than
what
actually a few people.
explain to me. So what you were trying to do was to transform the way the PI planning was being done, right?
It is
Yeah.
because the way how they structure is, and a few people actually just running the meetings, and rather than actually just engaging the people together and come up with plan for the next 10
So
weeks.
so first you thought, okay, we need a different facilitation, right? So you put that in place. But what was your goal? Like, what were the things that you were trying to put in place, and what were the goals that you had in mind? Because of course, self-organization can mean many things. But what were you trying to? Were you trying to get more conversation between the leaders of that agile release train and the teams? What were you trying to put in place?
Well, again, and one of the things actually I'm trying to remove from our PI planning sessions, which is kind of how we can actually make sure we have a concrete plan, and including the getting the team actually inputs. So without actually just without knowing what are our actual resource, what are our team capacity and velocity, and you can actually just lay out actually 100 user stories in front of everybody. This is our goal, but you know that actually you cannot finish actually 100 user stories next 10 weeks. And then now what's happening? That imagine that you actually going to purchase the car, so as a product, but the car doesn't have a tires. So meaning that actually you deliver something to customers, but still it's not functioning at all. So the way how the team was functioning before, they had always actually faced the carryover user stories to the next iteration, even the next PI too,
Well, I mean,
because they
because
couldn't finish
it
it.
wasn't, and they weren't even potentially even motivated to finish the user stories because they were not part of the planning, right? Like they were just given a list of user stories, and if a very basic rule of commitment: if other people force you to accept something, you're not committed to it.
Yep, everything was kind of just predefined set of works with the hard deadline. So this
Yeah.
is actually how actually how things
So
actually worked
what
before.
liberating structures did you use to create that communication around planning? I'm curious.
Yeah. So, and first, actually, I actually observed one PI, just one PI. I want to see actually what is the current existing actually just the facilitation structures they have. So I want to understand actually leadership perspective, and I just actually got all these inputs actually and compile it. So then I just thought, okay, this how we can actually tweak a little bit the current structure, actually make sure that everybody is engaging, everybody's collaborating, at least for the commitment perspective, team can say something. So, and I start using different structures, enable the team, and make sure that everybody actually, speak up. That is one goal, actually, one of the goals that I want to achieve it. And then basically, when I start using it, and I see that everybody start engaging, because this is the way how we use living structures. And again, and for instance, I start using the several liberating structures, several patterns together to be able to manage the planning, sprint planning. This is
So
the
give me an
small one.
example. What would be like these different patterns that you use to help the conversation along?
Yeah, and there is a one pattern. It's called wise crowds, and so
Wise crowds.
yeah, and this pattern is very powerful to create a safe space for the agile team. So what does that mean, the wise crowds? And let me just give you just a little bit detail actually how I use the wise crowds with another pattern. So you can use one pattern individually, it's up to you. You can use multiple patterns together, it's called string. So to be able to manage the sprint planning, and this team was actually a virtual team, by the way. So I actually coached the product owner to and identify the potential user stories and draft sprint goal before coming to sprint planning. So, and the PO basically introduced the potential user stories and sprint goal to everybody, and then in trying to address all the questions. And then after what I did, I created the breakout room. Breakout room is, you can consider the vice crowds. So basically safe space. So, and except the product owner and Scrum Master, I just actually let all the engineers go to the breakout room. In the breakout room, now they are actually by themselves. I just actually give them their actually items. Hey guys, now you are actually in a virtual room with our product owner and Scrum Master. Let's look at the potential user stories and draft sprint goal to make sure that where is the just the missing, where is the just requirement actually is leaking actually, so we cannot achieve it. If there is an acceptance criteria problem, let's write down your problem. How also make sure that how they actually interacting each other in the breakout room. Breakout room is a wise crowd using the wise crowd liberating structure. In the breakout room, I use actually different liberating structure. It's called 1, 2, 1, 2 for all. This another structures. You can tweak it. It's up to you. And I just give them 10 minutes in the breakout room. First 3 minutes, each individual, they will actually go through the user stories, look at the requirements, acceptance criteria, and then they look at the goal actually. If I completed this user stories to be able to achieve this goal, this is the individual users actually just to look at all these things. First 3 minutes you will do yourself, and then last 7 minutes you are still in breakout room. Hey guys, come together. Make sure that you actually just write your all concerns and questions, and then maybe just as a team, you might think that actually, hey, if we can pick these user stories, which Pure actually didn't think about it, we can achieve actually better result end of the iterations. So, and in 10 minutes, first 3 minutes, each individual they will go through, and then 7-10 minutes actually they will come together and write down their concern and questions, and then they actually have the ideas. So how we can actually better results end of the iterations, and then coming to the main room, and then they will have a better engagement, better communication with the product owner. Hey, product owner, so based on just our discussion breakout room, those are the user stories. It's all good for us, but if we can pick another user stories, we can actually achieve better results. Or this user story doesn't have enough requirements, or maybe acceptance criteria. And then what's gonna happen? So team actually, and everybody is kind of just creating the better sprint plan, better goal, and better actually the execution plan, what they're gonna do actually next 2 weeks. So again, I use 2 patterns. I create a better engagement, better relationship, also better actually sprint goal, what they want to achieve, what they are going to deliver actually to the customer.
Absolutely. Great story and a great concrete example of how to use liberating structures. Thank you for sharing that, Oz.
Thank you.
Hi there, Agile friends. Thank you for sticking around. This year's first global summit dedicated to the product owner role In Scrum, we'll have some amazing keynotes and 2 tracks filled with first-hand stories and experiences for product owners to learn more about that critical Scrum role. We'll have Roman Pichler, author and product expert, who will be answering your questions and sharing the most important aspects of the product owner role. We'll also have Colleen Johnson talking about why roadmaps are probably making your life much harder than it needs to be and what to do instead. This talk was quite a success in Agile Online Summit 2022, and Colleen has learned some new tricks, tools, techniques that she will share with us when it comes to roadmaps for the product owner role. And we will also have Henrik Niberi, author of Scrum and Kanban from the Trenches, as well as one of the creators of the Spotify model. So come in and listen to his stories. And we'll also have, of course, 2 tracks with many more sessions and even some live sessions. The 2 tracks will cover practices every product owner should know, where we'll be hosting conversations on topics that product owners need to be familiar with, like backlog refinement, planning, and much more. The second track will be on metrics, measuring product and personal success as a product owner. As product owners, it's crucial to have a clear understanding of what are the metrics that drive success for us, and of course also for the products and businesses that we work with, and we need to continuously measure and optimize those metrics. So in this track, we'll be sharing what's working and what's not in the area of measuring success for product owners. We will also have the opportunity to network with our peers. It's a network event, of course, so get your tickets and join our Slack. Go to bit.ly/product owner 2023. That's all one word, all lowercase. As always, we will have free tickets and VIP tickets, which will give you long-term access to the content of this summit. So check them out at bit.ly/product owner 2023. All lowercase, all one word. I'll see you on the summit floor. Leading change is one of the core skills we must acquire, but it is only one of the steps towards our success as Scrum Masters. Tomorrow, on Success Thursday, we will talk about how to define success for the Scrum Master role. We'll cover tips on how to measure your way to that position, and most importantly, how to develop that focus on continuous improvement that is as important for Scrum Masters as it is for teams. See you tomorrow.